Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Kara Bunde-Dunn, and today we're going to be talking about the different types of spiritual connection personality types. So think of it like Gallup or Gallup Strengths Finder or, DISC or Myers-Briggs or Enneagram or something like that. But only what is your spiritual connection personality type? Like, what am I? What box do I fit in? And so I want to talk you through them. And this is just something my guides gave me as a way to explain where you're at in your personal spiritual awakening journey. And again, no judgment, no right, no wrong. We're just in the space of understanding ourselves better. So there are really 4 spiritual connection personality types. The first one is what we call a blocked skeptic. So a blocked skeptic is somebody that's very disconnected from the unseen. They would be somebody that is truly a skeptic. I don't believe in any of this stuff. I don't understand it. I think you're making it up. You call it a sign. I call it a coincidence. They may also have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, like the world is out to get me, that type of vibe where they're just a little bit in a low vibrational state. And we all know these types of people. I will say, if you're listening to this podcast, it's probably not you. But it is also probably somebody you know quite well. It could be a partner, it could be a family member, it could be an in-law, it could be a friend or a former friend if they're not on this journey with you. But this is somebody that truly does not believe in the unseen. They are like, I just think we're here, we're humans, and when we die, we die. We go into the earth and that's it. We got one time to do this, and there's nothing helping us. There's nothing guiding us. We are shut off from our intuition. We are shut off from our connection to our guides, and we do not believe in angels or fairies or any of those kinds of lovely things. Now, I will say, if you are close with somebody that is a skeptic and you're waking up and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love these signs, this connection. I love all of this. Like, I'm so into all of it. And you're like, I've got to get this person on board. I want them to feel the way that I feel. By the way, that's how I was. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Everybody needs to feel like this. But what my guides have told me is that not everyone is meant to wake up in this lifetime. They have, for whatever reason, contracted in this soul to not wake up, or they've chosen their wake up moment at a different time than you want it to be. So maybe their wake up moment is when they're 80 years old. Maybe someone else's wake up moment was at 5 years old or birth or 20 or 30. And you're here at 40 going, I'm just waking up right now. And they were all like, why weren't you waking up 10 years ago with me? For example. And so I just want you to recognize if you're judging somebody who is a blocked skeptic. I had somebody in my husband's family who is this way, and they were a couple people, honestly, and they were very skeptical of me and my mediumship abilities when I started sharing and opening up my journeys. What is she doing? She shouldn't be charging for this. This is wrong. People should go to therapy. They shouldn't go to a medium. I don't believe that she can do what she says she can do, all of those things. And what did I do? Oh, I got a lot of hurt feelings and a lot of judgment. What do they mean? How dare they? That hurts my feelings. Why are they talking to me behind my back? What's going on? And I went straight into judgment. I want you to not judge me, yet here I am judging you, judging me. And so it's just a process. We're all on this journey of understanding ourselves better and understanding what that means spiritually. And so I gave myself a little grace, and I just said, okay, that was just my ego and my hurt feelings. I'm going to let it go. But what I recognized is if someone does not want to see the unseen the way that I do, it is none of my business. Just the same as if they don't agree with me, I don't have to take that on either. That is also none of my business. I do not know what your soul contract is. I do not know what you chose in this lifetime. I hardly know what I chose in this lifetime. So how am I supposed to understand your choices when I'm really just grappling with understanding my own? So really hone yourself back to a place of center and say, okay, if I have a blocked skeptic in my life, I need to focus on my own connection and their journey and their wake up moment, and how they choose to be is none of my business. That is what I want you to recognize if you are friends with or partnered with or know someone that is a blocked skeptic, which I'm guessing is not you. Okay, the next personality profile of how you spiritually connect is what I call the doubting seeker. So this is somebody who knows that there is the unseen, but they do not trust themselves. So I know it's real. So it'd be somebody that would say, like, Kara, your abilities are so amazing. Why can't I have those kinds of abilities? Why can't I get signs like you? Why can't I get messages like you? I want to, and I believe in it, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. What's wrong with me? Ah! And my guess is some of you that are listening might fit into this bucket. And you're just in this place of judging the process or thinking that you're doing something wrong. And when we live in that energy, it's a very doubting energy. It's a very fearful energy. It's a very low vibrational energy. And I don't want you to live there, because we're going to have moments where we are in that space. Even I have those moments, even though I have this like amazing connection. Sometimes I feel that way too. So I just want you to recognize, if you're a doubting seeker, trust yourself. Trust that if you're listening to this podcast, you're a pretty awakened soul. If you're getting signs and you love it, say, oh my gosh, team, thank you, more. And some of it might just be learning how to meet your guides halfway. And what happens when we get in a really doubtful space is we are so low in our vibration and our guides are so high in their vibration. And there's a huge disconnect, which means they have to work extra, extra hard to get you the signs. And when they are giving you all the signs and connection and validation, you're not getting the cues because you're seeing what you want to see, which is doubt, fear, limiting belief. It's not possible for me, or it's not possible for me today. I can't today for some reason. So that's what I want to recognize for you. You need to meet them halfway. They're doing so much work. So you've got to meet them halfway, and you also have to do your part, right? So you have to say, I give you permission. Let miracles flow. Let all the magic happen. I am here for all the freaking magic. Give it to me. And then allow that magic to come in. And every time you get it, by the way, it's a gift. It's an incredible gift. My ears are ringing right now. Woo-hoo. It is such a miracle. It is so magic. You know what you should do? Say thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Thank you for the butterfly. Thank you for the heart. Thank you for the cardinal. Thank you for the robin eggs. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful for these signs. I had a client message me yesterday who had a reading with me. She's also in my energetics mentorship community, and she is really, really working on her activation of her intuition, which is super, super cool. So I just want to share this with you, what she said to me, which I thought was really cool. So she messaged me and she said, I'll paraphrase some of this, but just to keep her anonymity. But it said, "Hi, Kara. I'm one of the women that was in your medium circle last Wednesday. I'm also in your online membership. You had relayed to me that my bonus dad recently passed away, who was mentioning something about blue robin eggs, and it didn't strike a chord with me. So I asked my mom, and she didn't recall anything significant either. So I was on a walk today with my dogs, my headphones off, just listening to the birds, and I looked down on the ground and I saw a blue robin egg. And here's the picture of that blue robin egg if you're watching on YouTube. And she said, thank you. I started crying and I thanked my bonus dad and my team for sending it to me. I have not seen a robin egg in a really long time, and I just wanted I wanted to let you know what a special gift that was. So I, of course, was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I love it when they show us that right when we need it. And it's such a cool sign, by the way, which it is. A robin egg. How cool, right? And then she replies back later that same day. She goes, so I was just at my mom's and I was looking in her hanging flower pot. And what did I see? A nest with 5 blue robin eggs. I'm like, oh my gosh. She goes, we were all just shaking our heads in disbelief and so happy that my bonus dad was with us. My mom has never seen robin eggs at her house before, at least never in a hanging basket. So I just said, oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Just to channel what they tell me. And that's my job, is just to be a clear channel. I'm so happy for you, and that this is showing up and giving you signs like this, and that he's showing up in this way. So cool. And then she replied back, my family couldn't believe it. I am just so happy. I have tears in my eyes. I was so happy enough when I had saw the one blue robin egg yesterday, but this at the nest at my mom's house, it was just truly incredible. So isn't that amazing when we're awakening and we're opening up, and then they give us those signs, and then we say, thank you. We have that emotional reaction. We get goosebumps, all the things that happen, right? It is just so cool when that happens. Um, so that's what I say, like when you're moving from a doubting seeker to the next profile, which is a curious explorer, which is where I would say this person is, where they are like craving it, calling it in, paying attention to it. They may not be able to access it all the time, but they're starting to learn how. Okay. So if you're a doubting seeker and you're like, I don't want to be a doubting seeker, I want to get signs like that awesome lady did. I want to get signs from my dad or my bonus dad or my grandpa or my sister or whatever it is, my guardian angels. Then, you move yourself into the next personality profile, which is the curious explorer. The curious explorer is somebody that craves that connection to the unseen, and they are starting to open up to the magic. And I am saying, like, boom, opening up to the magic. And they will say things like, I know there is so much more. I may not be able to fully access it all yet, but I am open. I am open to the magic. So that's really that story of that robin egg. She is like definitely in the zone of the curious explorer. And she may have been, a doubting seeker before, and then getting these kinds of signs and validation and trusting that is moving her even more so into this space of really trusting, which is so cool. So I want to tell another story about a client that was, while speaking to her, in this doubting seeker profile, and then moved to this curious explorer in real time. Like, I watched the shift happen from one profile to the next, one personality type to the next. So this isn't one where you're locked in forever. This is like a journey that we're on to advance and move forward into our different personality profiles. This is somebody that had a reading with me in the same, actually, it was the same small group reading as this other sign, which is, I think, extra cool now that I'm thinking about it. And she was the very last person to go. And I got a sign from her son, who was a stillborn. And I'm like, he's showing me duck, 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 duck. And she's like, no, nothing. And I'm like, okay, kind of similar to this one where there was a sign of a robin egg, and during the reading, nothing. She was like, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Which I think is so funny when that happens, because usually at some point it does make sense. And then I said, well, maybe it's truck. I can't tell if he's saying duck or truck. And he had a very youthful, because he died when he was so young, is what I'm assuming. He had a very youthful energy about him, like a real childlike, playful communication. And so I said, truck, is it truck? And she again was like, I don't get it. I don't think so. And then she went, wait, we put a little truck on his gravestone every time on his birthday. And I said, he's telling me thank you for the truck. I thought it was duck, but I think it is truck. But in my head, they kept going duck, truck, duck, truck, duck, truck, duck, truck. And I was like, oh my God, you're so loud in my head, and I'm trying to channel a reading. This is one of those like noisy signs. And I was like, okay, well, they keep showing me duck, truck, so maybe it's just truck. And again, I don't know what it means. And so I have to just say what I channel and say what I see. And then I did a reading for someone else. Her name was Stephanie, and they kept showing me Stephanie, twin, like next to each other. And this was a little bit more of a challenging reading for me, in the sense that I wasn't getting as many signs for her as I was for other people on the reading. And I truly believe it's because she has so many abilities herself, and her guides really want to work with her directly versus using a channel like me. They want her to be her own channel. However, when you do a group reading, sometimes other people's guides like hop in during someone else's reading, and I have to decipher that energy. Like, oh no, this isn't for them. And I was picking up twin sister Stephanie, and I even drew on, I wonder if I have it. I even drew on Let me see if I can grab the notebook that has it in here. I drew on the in the reading, like next to each other, like 2 circles, and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm doing channeled messages. Looked like this. So for those of you who are on Zoom, it was like this, like right here, where it's like circled next to each other, one colored in, one not, one colored in, one not. And I was like, okay, what the heck? What the heck is that? And it wasn't for her. It was for this other lady who was next in the reading. And she said, well, now that I have you, and it's just you and me, because I could tell she needed a little extra time, so I told her to stay on the call, and I would do like 5 or 10 more minutes with her, especially because she had the least amount of time of everybody. And I said, she said, "Is my sister there by any chance?" And I said, "Oh, can you give me her name? Let's see if we can call her energy forward." And she said, "Stephanie," which was the name of the person that was in the reading, in her group reading. And she said she was my twin sister and she died at birth. And I was like, oh my God, that was your sister coming through during someone else's reading. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all the feels right now just to validate that. And I said, she's telling me duck. And I go, now it all makes sense. Duck, truck, duck, truck. And she goes, you know what's crazy, Kara? I didn't really think about it at the time, but I have this duck and this truck on my desk. This duck and this truck on my desk right now. And I thought, oh my God, you got to be kidding. Like, they're giving you a sign that you can see right in front of your eyes. And at first you were like doubting it or not understanding it, or it wasn't making sense. Or you're like, I don't know if I get it. I don't know if that's the right sign. And she literally flipped the switch straight from doubting seeker to a curious explorer, like boom, just like that. And she's like, okay, I know there's more. I get it. And I'm going to open myself up. And then I got messages from her that same day too of like, this happened and this happened and this happened. And I'm like, oh my God, I love it. You opened yourself up and now you're getting your own connections. Because the reality is you do not need someone like me. My abilities awakened when I was, about 40. So, not my whole life in terms of how I can access and connect and communicate with my guides and other people's guides and loved ones. It's just such a cool thing, the way that that's working for me. So I want to just say that to you. Like, you can move through these personality profiles to a place where you can get to what I call the confident channel. So this is the 4th personality type. This is where you're aligned, you're connected, you're fully open to your team and spirit. And you may even say out loud, Spirit has my back. Miracles happen every day. I am manifesting abundance. Amazing things are happening for me. And even when I'm sad and even when I'm down, it does not matter. I know it's part of my expansion. It's part of my growth. And I am a channel. I am a sovereign channel. And I want you to know that you are your own sovereign channel. It is your divine right to have your own connection to your guides and loved ones. My goal is that every single medium is out of work. We're just here mentoring and helping you, but you're doing all the work yourself instead of coming and seeking answers outside of yourself. And it happens when I do readings a lot where I'll say, okay, I want you to close your eyes. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? And they are guiding me to guide them. They're helping me be an amazing mentor for these spiritually curious souls. So that is what I want for every single person on the planet. I want you to be your own confident channel. I want you to trust the guidance that you're getting, and I want you to be able to connect in this way. Now, I will say, I just taught a workshop on this today, how to talk to your guides. But I do have an activation guide that you can access, and I am teaching the workshop again at the end of June. So come on in. There'll be a link in there for you to be able to access that workshop. And if you send me an email or a DM, I'll probably send you the replay, even though the replay is really only meant for people that registered for the event. But if you if you send me a message and say, I'd love that replay, please give it to me. I missed it. Dang it anyway. I'll send it to you. But what I will say is I'm offering an amazing price right now to come into my energetics mentorship community. So that lady that I shared the robin egg story with, she's been working on her intuition, taking workshops and master classes within my membership, and really focusing on how to activate her own intuitive gifts. And it's really cool. So I just encourage you to come in. I love providing channeled messages, doing channeled chit chats and coaching sessions, teaching a workshop and a new meditation around a theme each month. And it's really around how can we all collectively raise our vibration? How can we collectively be in community with other soul seekers? And how do we expand? Because this is not a destination. And the coolest part that I love about the membership is whatever drops in for me is what I'm sharing. So it's almost like real time. What I'm expanding into, I learn, I master, I understand, and then I share. And that's what my guides have told me to do. When you learn something, share it. When you know something, teach it. Like we are dropping things in for you to go first, to explore these things, to test it out, to be able to explain how it feels or how you experience that new activation. And it's really, cool for me to be able to keep growing and then sharing what I'm learning and growing about. So for instance, the first masterclass in April was around understanding frequency, vibrations, and intuition, learning how to shift your vibrational state and understanding what that means. What is energy? How does this all work? So it's like a foundational masterclass. Then this month, we've been working with angels, how to connect with your angel guides. There's this beautiful channeled message that or channeled meditation that I actually just listened to myself and used it for myself. And it's just so beautiful. The connections to the angels and the angelic realm through this meditation and through this workshop of just understanding how angel energy works and how to tap into it and how to get a more strengthened connection with your angels. And you'll have to see what June is. Come into the membership and see what the June workshop or masterclass is all about. I'm also doing a live gallery style reading for anyone inside of the membership can join and come. That's going to be June 11th. So that's pretty cool. And I want you to just feel like, you know what, if I'm getting this whisper or I'm getting this call, like maybe I'm meant to come into Kara's community. Maybe this is the place where I'm meant to be. And so for now, if you're listening to this live, it is $15.55 a month. And I am so grateful that my guides are guiding me to give it at that price. That price will only be that price until Sunday. So if you're listening to this later, you'll have a different price point, but you can always DM me and ask for a favor. You never know. Sometimes if my guides tell me to, I will. But I will just say, come on in, try it out. What's it going to hurt? You can cancel at any time. No questions asked. You just don't have to renew the next month and just test it out. And the coolest part is you also get those workshops, you get my library of meditations, which is like probably, I don't know, there's probably 15 or more meditations in there that you have access to that are around different themes, breaking through fears, context shifts, connecting with your guides, all sorts, channeling angel energy, all sorts of things like that. And then you also get those master classes that are in the library. There's 2 in there and growing. You get access to my Connecting with Spirit course. So you can buy it on my website right now for $300 or you get it for free for unlimited access to that thing as long as you're in the community. And this is really my foundational course around opening up yourself and connecting to spirit. It's got like 50 plus lessons in it. And it just teaches you how to work through the 3R framework of releasing what doesn't serve you, raising your vibrational frequency, and receiving intuitive guidance. So if you're a doubting seeker or a curious explorer and you want to move into a confident channel, maybe one of these free tools or being in my community is the right answer for you. I am rooting for you. I love you. And I am always here to support you, whether you want to be in my free spaces or in my, paid community. I'm just honored that you're here and that you're tuning in and that you're listening. And I am so grateful that you're here. Until next time.